DevOps concentrates on the most likely exploitable issues and checks if an actual attacker could take advantage of vulnerabilities in the network or applications. Identify existing and potential vulnerabilities within your systems with your dedicated team of security experts to protect your assets and reduce business risk. The design of secure hardware is often overlooked in the product development lifecycle, leaving many devices vulnerable to hacker attacks, resulting in theft of services, loss of revenue, or a damaged reputation. Your integrated cyber defense platform lets you focus on your priorities, digital transformations, supply chain security, and cloud migration. Knowing you are protected from end to end, many of the security organizations that offer these services use custom tools and attack methods employed by threat actors to try to find holes in your applications and systems that can be exploited. With the data on which vulnerabilities are currently being exploited, IT service teams can be strategic and harden, hide, isolate, or secure vulnerable systems and devices. Improve your web application security management by finding and fixing security vulnerabilities earlier and achieving compliance with industry standards. Vulnerability management is the process of identifying, evaluating, prioritizing, remediating, and reporting on security vulnerabilities in web applications, computers, mobile devices, and software. Any organization whose systems touch the internet in any way, shape, or form must understand the basics of vulnerabilities and exploits. Penetration testing is quite different. A quality penetration test attempts to identify weaknesses that a threat actor could exploit. This includes poor vulnerability management processes, unpatched software vulnerabilities, ineffective security settings on systems, gaps in the layer security solution, and more. Vulnerabilities that could be exploited and used to compromise the function of operating systems. Other technical debt is the result of older systems that have become increasingly complex over time. New security vulnerabilities that weren't around when the original code was written, or changing business or technology requirements. Coupled with this, all the new security issues brought by the introduction of remote working and the shift towards distributed microservices, the use of these new apps and bring your own device eventually opened up a new range of vulnerabilities, security holes, and opportunities to open a breach into the system. Save your known good backup, and if something occurs in the future, you can recover quickly. Testing for vulnerabilities in IoT devices encompasses any and all products that are connected to the internet or to each other. Unfortunately, many web applications are fraught with vulnerabilities, a fair number of which result from an insufficient focus on security during the development process. One of the major issues is that the majority of all firmware is closed source, preventing any actual review. Organizations that take a proactive approach to security will use internal and external resources to identify critical assets, assess vulnerability threats against those assets, and implement a risk management strategy to mitigate those threats. An application security vulnerability is a security bug, flaw, error, fault, hole, or weakness in software architecture, design, code, or implementation that can be exploited by attackers. Even after it has been revealed which systems have been compromised, without complete logging records, it will be difficult to measure the extent of the damage and remediate the vulnerability. In comparison, these weaknesses, which can range from poorly coded web applications to unpatched databases to exploitable passwords to an uneducated user population, can enable sophisticated adversaries to run amok across your business. Want to see how your DevOps processes are performing? Find out more with our DevOps Self-Assessment Toolkit, which you can find at store.theartofservice.com/DevOps Toolkit.